I was going to study this without you, but I do always like to sort of like show my reasoning. It's sort of like, you know, it can be bad reasoning as well, but really this is a let's play, and although it is a game, obviously you live and die by like what you try to do. So let's have a look at the greenhouses that we've actually got available. Yeah, I'm literally probably going to go with mine as well, because I mean I do like some of these others. I mean, I've got to be honest, Omatana's is like super duper. I mean, yeah, I could wipe the floor with, we could probably soon dent that thing, but I want it to be sort of like, so what have we got that we could do that is quite interesting? Vegetables are alright. No, we have got, that's not bad, but I think I've broken my grape, the thing that goes with it. I can fix it, I suppose, for another time. Rice? We do rice oils, and we can also do rice for, that's interesting. That's long grain rice, isn't it? Yeah, long grain rice and the new vegetables. What could we do with the new? Oh yes, we could. Yes, now that is true. That's what we're going to do. It is. Right, okay, not sure about how this is going to, yeah, this is, obviously we're not using this as a grass field. It really is going to be like, so we're going to try to maximise on the space that we are going to do, which probably, we haven't got toggle free mode off, which means it must be on, toggle snapping on, which means it must be off. Hang on, toggle free mode off, so that means, does it mean we're on then? Yes, it does. So that means that we did do that wrongly. Right, so hang on, if you, no, because the money goes up because it's leveling, so that's weird. Toggle free mode off, which should suggest to me that it's on. That doesn't make any sense. We only need this side, so we know. Fantastic. 18,744. Are we just going to go for one? If this is a business, are we just going for that as well? We do short grain rice as well. I think we'll do a couple of those. I do. And I must do these the other way around. We could, I suppose. Yeah. What about like that? So that the bits that are important are sort of like facing each other. I'm just trying to, always try to, by all my life, what we're going to need to do though, if we're going to do that, is like level from that front point, or otherwise it's going to be really odd. So we need to, yeah, I think it does need to be big. So we need to like try and do that. It still never works right. Yeah, you end up like, okay, it should, now that should actually work. It really should, it says confidently. Right, so let's grab 2 of those. We also need water points. So yeah, we must fix that, because that's not a bad backup business as well. We'd sort of like, so if we stick those sort of like that, mind you, we do need to, no, I think I'd sooner have a bit further to go, a bit of decent access to, okay, we could do B mode now, because that is as flat as a pancake. It is really. Yeah, I think, do we need that front? Not really. Right, okay, so then, now we need a water. And also I'm going to buy a buy point which represents a small silo, and we're going to have manure like flown in. Not literally flown, but you know what I mean. Could stick this in the middle, I think, and then it's like equally far. Or we could sort of actually go one better. We could go for, that's true, that's just water. I'm thinking of the Omatana one. Is it in this bit with tools, or is it in productions? Beautiful little, I think it's under productions. It is fantastic. I love this thing, it is amazing. Oh wow, it can't be under productions. Have I not put her gardens in? Because it's worth for this alone, for having that. The Soul's a good business as well, the bigger one. Oh, hang on, it could be under greenhouses. Yeah, the water distributor, or the distributor. It's not just water, is it? It's, and that's what is something special, aren't it? It's, yeah, I think it does need to be big. So we need to like, try and do that. So we need to like, okay, Yeah, it's not... okay, that's a bit... So it would be one of the first things down here if it was in. Perhaps I've not got hers in. When I looked at her stuff, I thought that's a bit overpowered. I've got to be honest. So maybe that I didn't tick it because I thought, but really it would be very useful. We could use a black sheep modding one though, really, because it's. Oh, I suppose we could use our own in a way with fresh water. Do we have a go with this? Because this is a water production, isn't it? I think, or is it this water station? Station. Let's try it. I always like to give anything a try. Are we on B mode? Yeah, now that's right. Smashing. So that. Do we need to actually? I'm not sure. So we need. Now I need to go and grab my little tiny silo. Now I've actually found the model that I broke in my test things because although I like this, I'm trying to think if we no it's not too far to come just over here really. Ooh, I thought that might actually fix that, but it didn't. It's level from about that point there. Now we need to just soften, I think. It's not quite right, actually. It's a bit, yeah. Right. I think that's not, yeah, it is a silo, so therefore we can get everything. So, right, so let's set this business up. We know it needs alignment, we know care, so we need to grab some water. We should see in a minute whether I'm right, and that is actually a water point 2, or whether it means it distributes water. I suppose, yeah, if it's a distributor, we can actually look at that as a... no, it really does mean it's a tap. And you see, that's why I love the Omatana. Although this is, you know, is Black Sheep Moddings, it's the tap's tiny, which a tap is. So, unless it's got a trick up its sleeve, it's just a big tap, and that's what I mean, it's big. In fact, we could have got water from mine for free. So we just put 500. Oh well, it looks pretty, doesn't it? Let's be honest. So then, yeah, but mine's probably quicker. Yeah, that's true. Actually, let's have a look. Let's compare. Yeah, rather a little. So let's. Sorry, Black Sheep Modding, but you know mine's a bit faster. Which, of course, if you made it yours up, yours would be too. So yeah, we'll just buy the water from here. Fantastic. We ought to save the game as well. Yeah, I know I've not got auto save on, but I would like to save it every now and again because you never know when something's going to go wrong. Oh, okay. Fantastic. Ooh, it will struggle a little, won't it? Yeah, I must put Omatanas in because for that alone, wow, that is, I suppose it would be realistic. It is a bit of a toughie. Wow, it's a bit of a like massive bank, isn't it? Let's try and see if we can actually soften that a bit so we can make it, because otherwise it's a bit like climbing a mountain. We've got to be careful because we're going to go over the grades if we're not careful. Right. I still think I should have put a tap right next to both of them. Yeah, I always love to streamline. 500 is a good investment. I mean, obviously it's a game as well, so we're playing by a different set of rules than what we normally would. All my life. I think we need to like put some concrete down. This, although it's brilliant in a way, it's not brilliant in another way. Yeah, I think we'll need to put some concrete down. Otherwise this is going to get silly. So, with that in mind, let's get the contractors out. It's all costing, but it doesn't cost a lot, I've got to be honest. I like concrete pebbles, so let's do it a bit. I like the idea of that, but it's sort of when you've got a little tractor, it's not really terribly good. Of course, there's quite a lot of issues for a little tractor. Which, yeah, although I like the idea of it, it's the reality is quite something else. Yeah, and for your farmyard, if you could have your... So right down to 165,000, which is a bit of a blow. Yeah, there we go. It's popped. It's weird with the manure fill plane. It looks a bit scabby, and yet the slurry. I mean, I did a slurry fill plane. Obviously, I can't do much about that. It is what it is. That's the manure fill plane, and it looks a bit scabby. Whereas the slurry one is absolutely amazing. It really looks fantastic. So I don't understand, yeah, what I can actually... I suppose I do. No, I do know what I could do. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it, when you realise a problem that I faced about 3 months ago. Oh, why did we fill it right to the top? Yeah, I know what to do now. Oh, okay. So, oh, okay, we can do it like that then. That's not what I was trying to do, but how much is that sticking in? I think it's the 30,000 litres. Yeah, it is. Let's fill them up. There's no point in there. It does go down slowly, but it's just... We'll just put about 10 tons in rather than like all of it. It's very heavy when it gets to 15. Although that doesn't look much better than 15, to be honest. I do like the realism of that, though. I mean, even it is still would be... Water is very heavy. And obviously this is a little tractor. Although I'm quite glad that we've got this. So that's 25 odd tons. I think with the width. Yeah, we'll grab another 10 for this one. And I think that's not too terrible. Then we'll grab some manure. Shouldn't be too far backwards actually. I think it's got a fairly decent fill point. So then, now we need... Yeah, it is true. I know what I could do better actually for the diffuse. I could actually do a diffuse for it. A graphics. Yeah, let's speak in English rather than mod speak. I'm terror for that. So we need to level that so that the steps like usable, but that's not when we're down to $165,000 and our goal is to earn 1.3 million. We seem a long way off that type of thing. The one good thing about this kind of Let's Plays, you've not got any animals and you've only got greenhouses, is you can go through the months quite quickly. So that's obviously one advantage to this kind of thing. So we want, I'm not sure which is the best way. I know it's this way, but I think it's equally as far both sort of ways. So we left it. Left is the best. Also, it is on the left-hand side, so it does seem a bit sensible. Now, is that on the trigger and going to stop us, like... Now, I had difficulty with this earlier, and to be honest, I've not touched this in months. We've got this on another Let's Play, and it works, so it sort of does... And I've also increased my mod desk, because Giants are... You've not got any leniency at all, so all of mine are like the new 98, that's it, 98 mod desk, which is the new one. But yeah, I went on a Let's Play earlier and this was no longer like tipping, but I haven't changed this and it worked before, so why all of a sudden, unless the level's not right? Did we put this down and we leveled, we stuck this on a level thing. So really, it should be really where that water is, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, I had no trouble with the dumping, so actually, it's like Giants have changed something again. Because I say, these actually... Have we ever used these ones? That is a point, actually. Have I ever used these ones? Maybe I haven't. That is... it's true, actually. Yeah, I can't say that I have. Not with these ones. I've used the... I've used a lot of them, but I don't think I have used this one. But I must have tested it originally, so let's just have a look at the... Have we got... Yeah, it has got the manure recipes. Water manure. Yeah, so if it's got that as an input, that means it should accept it. So, right, let's just check. It will say that it hasn't got... Sample unknown entity method is sample playing. Script error in is sample playing. Well, it's not saying anything about the mod itself. Let's just, yeah. One thing that if there's an error on something, if you try to place it, that is the best place to see an error, really. So let's have a quick look at the greenhouses and see if I place that down. Does it moan at me and say there's a field type? Oh, there's a field type missing. So we want to be on that one. Greenhouses. So yeah, it basically tells you if you've got something wrong on your model. So it will tell me if I've not added manure, in which case I'm going to like stop this and we're going to like pop out. Yeah, because it won't take me long. Where's this one? No, so it's not got anything wrong. It has definitely got manure in it, or it would like moan at me and say, "Well, you've not got that as a like an input." So I should be right back. See you shortly. Right, we're in business. Yes, I have no idea why. Mind you, it was. I have one idea, and it was slightly set to 0. Sorry, under. So that it was like the tip thing. It's very finicky. As a modder, I understand. I always did. I think all of us understand in a way that it's got the old BI Industries. I've not upgraded it. Yeah, it's always says about use like the free place mode with at your peril. Really, basically, you could say, because it's your responsibility to get your level for your trigger right, and that's it really is not so easy to do if you use the now we know that I actually did well. No, I did, because it cost us. Did I? No, I did, because it was still on that as well. So really, we should have. Now this is true. Really, we should be able to like dump this fairly. We need some fuel. Okay. Not exactly. Well, I would think $2 worth of fuel is probably like not exactly necessary, but you know, why not? We were passing. Yeah. So this is now spawned. So let's have a look. I think it's quite a bit of manure. I think we can actually stick a lot in. It doesn't go down very quickly though. So really, what we ought to be doing is like sticking these on. Activate, 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 activate. Obviously we need an end game for these, so we've got options. So let's go out and activate everything. I'm still not 100% sure whether it's just advisable to just go with the manure, or whether you're better to like, you know, like, so 17 out of 77, but it does go down slowly. So I think what we'll do is 2 lots. Now the one thing I haven't done for these, I'm sort of going to be honest, is the vegetables are just the standard vegetable. I haven't done the graphics. Now, as I said earlier, I did actually do that. So I finally managed to do that. So I can doctor the closest kind of... Why did that change from manure, and the last thing that we got was manure? It's a bit of an odd one. Yeah, so I can sort of change these to other things to make them look as close to the real things as possible. Or no, you can't. It's greenhouse plants are completely different from other things. So yeah, they do obviously resemble like the lettuces and that, because I've left the graphics alone. Now I can, as I say, I can do it. I did it earlier. I made my first vegetable, but again, it's the way the Giants do it is, boy oh boy, it's very complicated. All of the graphics for the it took me, as I said, hours really to figure out a way to make it work. Not necessarily as good as Giants, but it's passable, and it does look like a guar bean plant, and it definitely look like guar beans rather than tomatoes. So yeah, I basically use the tomato plant because it's the closest plant to it. But the actual, yeah. So we can see there's things growing in the background, but obviously, yeah, I realised that obviously the greenhouse has been changed, and I can, as I say, we can pick the closest plant to it. The tomatoes, obviously, I think they are tomatoes, aren't they? I'm sure. I mean, obviously, it's going to tell us that it's not obviously the plants that it is, but so that should really. Now that is true. We need an end game, so we're down to 164,727. Now then, yes, my latest thing is not a bad little business to have, so I think we will do that one. It will work. Now we also again need to level. If this is sort of corner, it's going to cost us a bit to do this, as in to level it and to keep it. You need to stick this from a certain point, so we really do need. Unfortunately, this is going to cost us a fortune, but it is what it is. It's not. I've got to be honest. It's not like FS19 was terrible. It really was very, very expensive for any kind of groundwork. Yeah, I once did Ravenport. That should be enough for this. I think that should be. And then we'll do a little bit of softening, although I would imagine we're probably, well, we need to sort of get it. We need to, yeah, I know it's going to cost us all the time for doing this extra kind of work, but it is what it is. If this was your business, then it's got to be. So it cost us £4,000 for that lot. I can't really complain at that. Now I've got to be careful with this. I'm not a programmer, but I am IT, and I do obviously dabble with scripts and such like things. Now this is the one we've got to use. Now it should be fixed now. Right, so we need to go. I think probably sort of at this angle there. It's probably as far back. It's, yeah, we don't want to waste space. We've levelled it right to the sort of bank, so it is our land. So we also need to see it that way as well, because I want to. Yeah, the grate really isn't the dump point, but it will be. I am going to change this, so that is still, yeah, it's not bad. Ooh, did a little bit into the water, but it's, yeah, not terribly. Let's just do a little bit of. This is the first level. It's like not a bionic. It's not super duper, but I've got to be honest. I am tweaking this. Now we need to do some. I'm tweaking it because it's still a bit powerful, and I've taken it. It's only got one cycle, the minimum amount of cycles that you can actually have, but it's still too good. It's doing 10 tons of things per night, which really it should be more like a bionic, but I haven't got around to doing that. So it's yeah. So we need to switch that on, don't we? Oh, you've done that, but how are we going to like feed? We need animals. We need like yeah, we need chickens and cows to make that work. We're going to sort of like allow a bit of buying in because we've got the root things. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, in real life, you could actually do that. As in, like, you could buy, we can do that where we buy it from another reputable company that has to have it delivered to us. It's still going to cost us. It's not like free. So buying it in is always dearer than if you make it yourself. But it's. Right, switch those marks off now as well. I think I should know where my own zone markers off on my own mods, really. You'd have thought, wouldn't you, really? Right, so in fact, actually, we want to look at that. Let's have a look. It is So what we need to be doing in the luxury desserts is, obviously we've got all of these kind of vegetables. We've got, I don't think it's nothing for long grain, but we could actually buy and sell the long grain, or we could do oils or something like that, which that's a doable thing straight away. But it is true, the spinach and that, and the peas and the green beans, they've all got an element that I've got in here. I've got the green bean almondine desserts, the pea and mint sorbet, and the spinach and banana muffins. So all of those, obviously we know the other elements, but that's your additional costs elements to this, and it is fairly hefty. They're not, it's, yeah, the extra elements that you would need to bring these in, it does add up and does hit you hard, especially the first month for some reason. So we can either buy sugar in, we could do the honey ourselves, we could, that is true. I think I will on this one allow us to buy things in, like the flour and that, because it is going to cost us, but it is true we can actually do the bees ourselves, and they are Italian bees, they are very busy bees, so we do need this as well. The spawn point, let's go big. So we're going to go this, and it's not really in the way of the pallets, but it is in a central place. Is it going to get in the way there? Yeah, it is. It's going to be in the way of the spawn point. So let's stick that. Can't see where we're going with that. That's it. That's not too bad. Brilliant. So we can sort of see where that is due to the clearing of the land. So that's where that is going to go. Now we want a beehive. We're going to go for the monster that is 4 beehives in one. Now then, that's true, we could sort of, it's got a decent range, slightly better than the Giants ones, but not by a lot. I'm not trying to lie. We've still got B mode on. Toggle free mode off. No, it's made no difference. It must be really flat there. No matter what you do, it's like... Right, smashing. So that's going to... The honey producing bees, we are done. Which does mean then we're going to have to buy... So we have to pay a contract cost to actually have this brought in to get the services of a contractor, basically. In proper terms, really, is what we would be doing if we did this. Now then, so I don't know how cost effective this is going to be. I could do this myself, but that's real. We would have to pay for the 60%. Yeah, so this one here, it does cost you quite a bit. I mean, for us it's quite a lot at the minute, especially, so we're going to need this fairly close. It's going to level for us, but it might not level as we want it to, so again, we know it's not going to cost us an absolute fortune. We need to, like, go from here. Level. It ceases to amaze me how the level sort of doesn't ever seem to be quite right. It does weird things. I mean, it does take time to do, when you like getting rid of a lot, it does take a bit of time to do that. Now that I understand. Let's soften a little. Again, you've got to keep doing the softening malarkey as well, which then builds the hill up a bit again, doesn't it? So then, yeah, we'll... Again, it is really... I mean, I'd usually stipulate that. That's just... So, like, yeah, have some concrete done as well. But sometimes what we've set ourselves quite a target, and it is truly realistic that you actually can... Sorry, it's under this one, actually. That you can buy stuff in. So I'm often too strict with this, but this is still going to cost us, actually... money that we can't really afford, but you sometimes got to do these things. So it's obviously we don't want to like get too much in the way. Fantastic, excellent. So then we need to now. The other thing is we're going to need to we're going to need to swap our. Now then, at a point, how are we going to grab the pallets? You didn't think of that, did you? Ooh, fence flying. Right. So then we need a repair point. I'm going to do this actually at the building rather than over here. Although I suppose this is the epicenter. It's all going on here, although it's not always going to. This is the epicenter of our universe. So to me, I would say that the best place is probably just outside the door. So we want tools. We could go for that. Yeah, it's very reasonable. I'm not sure whereabouts you actually create a spot anywhere on the map where you can customize your machine without the need for a paid mechanic. Okay, now then we need, I've never used this before, so with that in mind, no, that's not what I need. I need to stick the zone markers on because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know, where it's, might be very important to see which way that you put this down, so. Yeah, I've never tried this one, the toolbox one. Not in FS25 anyway, so this is a new one for me. I've been using one. Oh, no. Doesn't care? No. Fantastic. Okay, so then let's swap this over. This now needs to be like a flatbed, basically. Or do no, it's all money. We're going to need it. I need to buy a front loader attacher for this, aren't we? It's a good job that it has got that ability, because we'd be a bit scuppered without that. This is turning out to be a real asset, even if it is a little bit on the weak side. It's still, this is going to yeah, so let's, we didn't repair it. That was new, so we want to buy the attacher. Or has it got it already? You can do it. Is it just the Xylon that's got it? I'm sure that has Giants removed it, the option. Huh. Or does it attach naturally? Or is it something you can only have done at a major shop? I suppose there is that. Let's go and have a look, because we do need to buy one. Oh, I do want to do that though. It should come free, shouldn't it, really? Oh, it is. It has got a sign on the thing. It's a good job we did it the right way, isn't it? Right, okay then. Let's grab the... Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. Let's go grab the... Yeah, we also need to make an exit out of here, a proper one, but it's all costs money. We can't afford it all at once, so let's go down to the shop, see if we can have a front loader. Otherwise, it's going to be a WeFo, which I can live without. So we're quite close to the shops and everything, so is there a sneaky way to the store over through here? We're actually closer than you think. I went the long way earlier. I think. This is the back way of the store. It is. It's actually not so far away, really. No, this is exactly where we need to be. Well, we can run through to the shop anyway. I do like that water. That is a really cool, very, very cool. Oh, we have a gentleman. So then, can we customise you? Do we get extra options? No, we don't. Okay, so it's nothing to do with that. So front loaders, fence. So it just clips on. It's part of the actual thing then. Okay, it's a module that just literally fits on, and configuration, wooden box. Does that mean you can store things in it or what? I think we'll do the wooden box. I'd like to see what that actually does. Fantastic. We are going to need a weight though, really. Are we? Yeah, no, are we? That is a point. Are we? Now this has got some errors on it, but it actually works perfectly well. The test weight, as I call it, because it was a test originally, and yeah, it does fall through the floor. I don't know why though, because it really is. I think that could be part of the error. It's let's just go grab that. So we're sort of saved again by this particular tractor. Yes, versatility is often more... Oh, I think you're on the wrong side of the road, mate. That's not your fault. That'd be the map maker. That's done a little bit of a mistake. Yeah, it took me a long time. This is a telehandler way. You can actually stick it. Now, this did have an issue, so you couldn't take it off. So I'm not sure. We also need a... it's this away. Actually, you can actually also attach. What are we going to go for? We are certainly getting through money, but then that's the beginning of a let's play. Right, so then let's grab. What are we going to go for? I think we're going to go for mine. Now, it's earlier. Because I don't like to ever be beaten. I had a go of Mac Trucker's telehandler tools, the long one. Obviously, we're going to go front loader, so because we're on front loader. But there's certain things I do like about the fact. With tension belts, yeah, I like this a lot. I think we'll just keep it black. And I did like it because his has got solid tines, and there are some times when solid tines are actually better than I think not having tines at all. There are some times when it is really useful. So it's like storage in the box, or I just think it's just for show. Otherwise, it's. Fantastic. So we're in business. We can buy pallets. Yeah, this has got an input attacher, so it literally you can attach it from the back or the front. It's a telehandler way, basically, in English. But obviously that doesn't mean that anybody. All my life, what's happening over there? We're going to be sneaky, and we're going down this one because we know there's a shortcut. I should imagine this is getting a fairly hefty sort of session, so we're going to go through a month till April and buy obviously a few bits and bobs we need to start this business off, so the eggs and all that type of stuff, and then we're going to go through. And again, I've already tweaked. We can sneak through here as well. It's got a double-ended side, and so we're not really be doing anything naughty. Yeah. Sort of can sneak across anywhere here, so let's indicate, because there are people on the road. Now that's true, I've never tried to attach anything to the rear attacher, but because it's an import, so I'm not sure if you can still attach the back with this. I don't know whether it actually works like that, is what I mean. Oh no, it's not, that's going through to mine. Oh no, it is, it's just I've got the position wrong. It's going deep inside, it shouldn't be. That's the fault of the modder who created it, Mr. Smith. Not quite got that right, have you? No, it's, yeah, definitely not right. The position of that is wrong. Obviously, it's not really attaching to that attacher. That's another kind of attacher, but obviously I've got the position a little bit not quite right. So we're going to need some flour. Switch them so marks off again now. Done their job really, because I actually know where this is, having used this quite a lot actually. I use this on my test map. It's yeah, for like buying production things and things like that. So let's stick this brown square here is where it all spawns. So we don't need to go mad, but it is going to cost us obviously money that we really don't have, so it's just here. So we want, it's true, we probably are going to need to buy the honey until our bees sort of get busy. So eggs, okay, we're going to go, yeah, we're going to be conservative. It's going to cost us quite a lot to do all of this. So eggs, so honey 2. It is 60% off as well, so we have gone for so we do need the flour too. I'm going to buy it in equal amounts because I think all of the inputs are exactly the same. But it always seems that the flour wants to sit onto... Oh yeah, butter 2. I think that's it then. So that's about 10,000 to 12,000. that little lot. To be honest, it probably is as easy with using this to actually stack them all together and just run them over there. It's not bad having everything quite close like this. It's probably going to be quicker than grabbing that lot, and that weight should really serve as well. Yeah, what I mean is about, yeah, the Mack truckers, if you did that, you'd be hitting the pallets. This has sort of got like ethereal things. But I mean, obviously that's your choice if you like choose to have also you can pick 3 at a time, which is a little bit naughty. I do wish I couldn't. That's something that I'm not really wanting, but I've got. Yeah, it's a bit hard to not sort of do it. So well, we're gonna grab it all anyway. So it's just not going to take too long, and then we're going to switch it on. I mean, let's be honest, I have set myself quite a task. We've got to earn 1 million. It's not exactly, it's not sort of pocket change, and also obviously we're at, oh, okay, not quite. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, don't know what it is about the flour. You need to buy more flour because 3 of them always, like literally, you know, I don't know why it's the flour. I must have flour is allowed to come out. I think they all are. It's always flour that does that. I don't understand why. Unless it's the only one I've said is allowed. Did get one. Yeah, you watch this. The eggs will go in and the flour will come out. Yeah. That's so we need to buy 3 flours. Yeah, I was going to say, actually, we're going to need to buy quite a bit, aren't we? Because, like, it's going to pop 3 out, so we need to buy another 3 flours. All because, for some reason, it comes straight out. I do need a blocker. It's my next... When I've done the straw factory, I'm going to, like, leave off a bit on, like, doing extra productions. I'm going to, like, finish... well, I'm still going to do the working through all the errors of, like, what's not working right anyway. A bit like this one, that greenhouse obviously. Ooh. So it's a bit further in than you think. It's not quite where the yellow chevron is. I must alter that a little so it's right. So we're going to need another few flours to make up for the fact that somehow they actually go straight through. So let's go 4. That's 3 for going in and 3 for sitting out. It works like that. I have no idea why it works like that, but it does for some reason. Okay, I was trying to get 2 on top of 2, but then we're going to stick this on and go through now. Which well, don't we need some like green beans or things? Oh yeah, that's true, we do actually. So we're going to need to go through a couple of months to produce the like green beans or whatever we choose to do first, the peas or... That's true, I'd not thought about that, but at least we've started the business. That was necessary. So we're down to 63,098. Let's switch everything on then, as in, like, you know we've done the greenhouses. We need to send them to... So we don't want storing, we want... Oh, I keep getting that button wrong. Oh, it's because I'm not... It's not that I've got my button wrong. It's that I'm like... No, distributing. And that one we are storing. We'll do something with that. But it's obviously nothing to do with this particular business. No, not distributing. And we want that one too. Distributing. Storing. And distributing. So we want to stick the luxury desserts on. We've got no beetroots, no carrots. We've bought the flour. We can do green beans, but we want the green beans with the honey. I've got one with sugar and one with honey. So this, which is this one? This is sugar. So that one's the honey. So activate and yeah, and this one. No, we can't do parsnips. Pea and mint. We can do that one. Now I ought to make pea and mint sorbet one of the slightly dearer. At the minute they're all very expensive because they are luxury desserts. They're not like your normal run of the mill. So we need to activate that. And no, it's storing for these ones. Yeah, I'm being silly. So we want to activate. Yeah, so smashing. And we know obviously there's nothing going in there at the minute. We now need to tell, no, we did that already, the greenhouses are distributing apart from the rice. Production silo that comes with that is not doing anything. Now this is true, this is going to play havoc because the productions are not quite working right. They seem to suck things to them when really you're not telling them to like come and play, so it's really quite annoying. Right, okay, so let's go through till tomorrow, and that should at some point speed an hour up and see if there's enough for it to go ahead. As in, like it's going to go across. Let's have a look at what's happening. It's not, it don't make an awful lot really. It's like not super duper duper. Probably is better to just go through like till tomorrow really. It's, because it's probably going to take quite a few hours, and you've got better things to do than hang around for that length of time. No, it is 8 o'clock. Let's go through and see what happens. Obviously we're not going to be making any product yet. It's going to be like pumping that in. Now there is also a distributor of honey as well, which we could bring in, but that's 10 grand. So I think we'll probably do it ourselves at present. It is, so they are good bees though. They do produce, I mean, it's again nothing. I mean, it's a box, like 1,000 litres, but it is still nevertheless that's good going, although it is 4 beehives, big beehives as well, so it's not. Let's have a look. How are we actually doing? What kind of output did that actually do? Because I'm really not sure. Did anything go across? I would say so, yeah. Gordon Bennett. Yeah. Now these are 5-ton pallets, so they won't actually do anything now. Are they out of everything? 1,900, 900, 900, and honey likewise. So we're going to need to top up a little. Obviously it's equal. It grabs a bit of everything, so it really is quite amazing. But these won't appear for another day, so that's quite interesting. So let's grab. Not too much really. It's just, I think probably a couple of each, which when you consider we got 8 grand, so we want 2 eggs, and we want 2 honey for now. No, we do for now. We know that we're making, well the bees are making honey. We personally are not making honey at all. Flour. Did I buy that already? And butter. Not sure if I bought the flour or whether I just looked at it. I think I just looked at it. So, right. Yeah, we need to buy the flour. Stick this in. Yeah, I do like this kind of business because it is realistic. A market gardening sort of thing to begin with, rather than... So we can actually do this. I do sort of apologise, but it's difficult not to do this when you've got like that. Yes, I'm actually the dessert factory. This is the Mark II because the Mark 1, it worked and then it broke the boxes, the pallets, and I've got to be honest. As an IT person, I know myself, I've met some really good programmers, and some of them are real boffins, and they can do quite complicated things. But in my experience of IT, you're always better to keep things simple, because your complications are going to, when things go wrong, your complications can get in the way. So I went out on a limb. I did sort of the way that Biggins taught me, as in like I'd watch Biggins and I've seen he does it in a very complicated way where everything's in XML files and everything's in i3ds, whereas all of my mods I stick it all in the root folder because then you don't have to like zip around from one folder to the other. Well, following Biggins' way, it wouldn't work. Doing it my way, where everything's in the middle, it works perfectly, so I could use my own boxes. So this is now going to like make our own. So what are we short of? We need to have quite a bit, so we've got a bit of pig food as well. Fantastic. We will be self-marketing. We have got a little booth which we will put out for the locals to come and buy our produce. So that again is going to make more cash. So we've got butter, eggs and honey all equal. What about flour? We want another one. Yeah, it's a shame we've got to keep those like that outside. We'll buy two though, because no, it's one will do, because it really is. It's costing us really quite a lot. So let's just grab. In fact, yeah, I suppose two though in a way. Oh, it's not too expensive, is it actually? I mean, it is expensive, as in relatively, and we are paying obviously less than like the market rate. That's because the person who supplied the point is obviously looking after us for the price, but it's still like expensive than if you did it yourself. That's what I mean. Right, so then, I'd just like to see that we do like a pallet of each of those, and I'll be well happy. I want to see the pallet spawn as well, because if I use the other one, they were bad. It wouldn't work properly. So let's have a look at how the greenhouses are doing for like water and manure. Yeah, it tickles it. It's fantastic. They're really cracking sort of bit, and they did off 2 greenhouses did off knock out some veggies. That's not bad. Oh, how much storage have we got for our... Obviously, we're storing... I suppose that's the way to look at this. Oh, the long-grain rice didn't do very well, did it? Oh, it's... Wow, it didn't, actually. That's terrible. So it's just over 1,200. That's quite poor, isn't it, really? The others must have done better than that, really. Right, sales. Very good value. We could do with earning a bit of cash, couldn't we, really? We could actually sell those and make a few quid. Let's not muddy the waters. We could, really, but let's just go through. I'd like to sort of centre on the farm mostly, especially at this beginning, because it's quite exciting to see we're close to, like, basically doing a pallet each of those new things. So I'm quite intrigued. The price does go up and down a bit as well, but it is true, I can't slate giants for like having expensive inputs and like not taking that into consideration and then do exactly the same thing myself. Kind of, that would be a bit. That would be nice to actually have that, wouldn't it? That would actually set us going. Oh, it's still a little bit small. It's very good price though, and it's slightly stronger than the one we've got, which would be very good. But do we need another one at the minute? Let's go through till... Oh, we've already been through. So we should now be seeing... We've got a pallet each of spinach and banana, pea and mint, and green bean almond dessert. So what we really need to do now is we need to argue with these things, because we need them going, so that we can actually spawn the cakes. So we need to grab them off, and we need to not put them straight back in, because these have a nasty tendency to spawn immediately before the cakes. Yeah, I've done the cakes in their own unique BI Industries box, which I'm quite pleased with. So we should get 3 of these. Well, obviously each one, if you hover over it, which I shall do, obviously inside, the inner boxes are all completely different from the outer box, is what I'm going to say. So what I'd like to do is just sell. Well, look at now the prices are still good, even if it's not perfect. It's still very good. So we shall do this one last thing. Okay. How much flour's in there? We should have 3 of those. Like 3 boxes of cakes. We will put it back in, but not until we've got our cakes out. Why are we... I'm right, answer. Yeah, green bean almondine dessert is not popping out, and it's all the same palette. So I've either made a mistake with the green bean almondine, which is a bit of a mouthful, or again these are preferring to spawn before should be. There is a way to check this. Now it's to switch the this on, because it will tell me if it can't find something. Box pallet. No, nothing wrong with that. There's just the test weight, which I was saying earlier. There's a bit of a fault on it, but that's not affecting the spawning or not spawning of the cake. It's a bit of an odd one. So this is spinach and banana, as you can see from the icon. We should just, yeah, I'll have to investigate on why this second box. It's not showing an error though. It normally says, "Oh, I can't find the box." Not literally quite so in English, but it does nevertheless like say that in its own way. So that's peppermint sorbet. So it's just the green almondine. So there's something not that it doesn't like about that, but it's not moaning about it. So okay, we need to put our sell point down. We're going to sell this. We'll have a look first though, because it's good price as always, but what I mean is it does go up and down. Oh, that's a point actually. Will mine actually sell these? So green bean doesn't. It's not going to show you the price, is it actually? Never thought about that. It's supposed to add it to the. Yeah, that's a point. Oh, it doesn't mean there's a sell point for it though. If I look at prices, it should actually have these on the map, because I add this. Yeah, it does. Yeah, so the price at present is that. So why is that not popping? It's just nice to see my boxes there with the BI Industries and the luxury desserts. That is the picture on the box of the luxury desserts. That's what I did earlier. So remember, the other thing I'm going to say, this is like 5,000 litres of each. So this is like, it's not just like 1,000 litre box. It's 5 of them. Yeah, just so as, you know, like get down and go, oh, we've made that much. Yeah, this is what I was saying. Look at this lot. Yeah. This is what I was saying. You see, we've not told this production silo at all to do this, so we're going to have to tell it to like distribute, but even though it's not supposed to be actually doing anything, so that's a bit annoying. So green beans, I'm going to activate, and we want to distribute, and peas I want to activate, and we also want to distribute, and yeah, we don't care about storing the rice. And spinach, activate and distribute. So how much have we got in here? Being as you've got, so we've got 1,138, 1,006, 781 spinach, and isn't that typical? The one thing we don't care about, and I don't mean that in a horrible way, is the rice, and it's like it's not doing anything. Go figure. Right, let's put our sell point side of the road as close as we can. It might not let us do it too close, but and then I really am slinging my hook. Selling points, so this is sell market. Oh, it does, you can see it shows the picture of our, well, it should do though, because it's a sell everything point. So right, so we need to come back a little. That is the closest we can do hours. Fantastic. Okay, we will just do a little bit of, if it'll let us, of course, a bit of that, just to make a bit of a, yeah, we'll let you do that one. So, and also, while we've got this open, I know we can't really afford it, but let's just put a bit of a runner in, like that, and bigger than it really should be, but that's it. That's our driveway. It's a bit bigger than it should be, but so this should produce quite a bit of cash. Obviously, we're not going to be millionaires overnight, but it should really be quite a lot of cash. And let's just have a look at what it is actually saying now. That we've got the time-saving stock check on. It is white, so it's not at its best. But again, you can't always do that, can you? Why have we got 7? So it's, which is the one that we this is the one, isn't it? The 8,130, which we've got the spinach and banana and the pea sorbet. So this is going to earn quite a lot of cash. I've never sold my own stuff like that. Ooh, very nice. So 70,304, which does mean that we can afford the fence. And that's going to set us straight back to where we were before. It's 131 horsepower. We do want standard tyres if we can. Oh, it looks like that's the best you can have. We've got the quick that comes with the quick. Very nice. That's nice to know. Not that, I mean, we've got the Fendt that's now a... so 74,401. Still only a small tractor, admittedly, but it can be a little bit more. I think this is the 1.8. That's the 180 horsepower one that I've had quite a few times. So not a bad little. We're sort of right back to where we were, but we've got a tractor. We're still not doing that bit there. So I obviously I'm going to go away and I'm going to discover, well, hopefully discover why that box and pallets of honey are now. But the other thing is obviously. Yeah, wow, that's doing well now. How come it started with only one, and then now we've got like lots? Does it take a bit of warming up or what? I don't understand. Why? Ooh. Yeah, it's a bit. I need to like. Yeah, I don't understand. Why do we get only one, and now we've got like 4, 5, 6? It sort of like doesn't make much sense. I suppose the bees were like, I'm not sure. Just grateful for the fact we've got a lot of honey, and we don't. Again, this is something now that we don't need to. Oh my life! Look at the dam. We need to. Yeah, I think we need to put some concrete down there because that's going to mega cause issues. Because it means we don't need to buy the honey side of things now for this, does it really? And we've got some. So actually, the rice is doing better than you think. Because it's actually stockpiling outside, so it's not too terrible. So yeah, there's definitely something wrong with the box, even though it's not telling me that it is. It's like not actually doing it. So yeah, it's got to be something wrong with that, or I don't know, because the game seems a bit broken to me at the minute. But we shall see. Let's just actually fill that in, and then I'm slinging my hook. So not bad. I'm quite happy, and obviously the thing is with any Let's Play. It's not just as simple as, you need to like get 1 million. You also need to like buy infrastructure to actually earn the cash. It's no good. Like, I mean, we can't just have the Fendt GTA. I want to call it the Fendt GT all the time. Fendt GTA. We do need all the sort of equipment as well as we go through. So, but that's not terrible. I'm quite pleased with that. So, I mean, yeah. Bearing in mind we're not going to be buying a Fendt tractor every single day. We still bought the front loader, the weights. We've got all of this little lot to show for it. The beginnings of a business is definitely here. So it's obviously we need to widen out. I also need to, obviously we're doing better than I think, because we've nearly got a second pallet of each of those if you look at what we've actually got. And obviously the other thing is, if I couldn't make the green bean almondine actually pop, then I could sell it from the trigger, direct. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to like sort it out, or hopefully sort it out. If it is down to me, see why it's not actually working. So yeah, it's a bit of a head scratcher. But at least most other things are working, and we'd say we don't need to buy the honey anymore. So we just obviously, I mean, that's the other thing. Obviously, we can do a grain mill to do the flour. Oh, actually, no, we don't need to. I'm being silly. Yeah, I am. I've not done rice though. I could add it, I suppose. Yeah, this actually does do its own flour, as in like there's 3 recipes. There's oats, wheat, and corn. So we could, I suppose, actually buy some corn and actually make our own, or like whichever one's the cheapest. I would imagine it's corn. Oats is the best, but probably is the dearest. Wheat is probably the cheapest. Let's have a look, because I think wheat is So I think that's true. I'm being silly. I'd forgotten I'd done that, because I did think it was sensible. It's a weak mill because it's not its main function, but it is nevertheless not terrible. So then, I'm throwing myself a wobble now. What was I doing? Oh, I have as well. Yeah, I've like, you know where you like, what was I like trying to, spinach and banana, pin. Oh, I hate that when you know, your thoughts go, oh, that was it. I've remembered. It is, we were looking to see wheat and all that type of stuff. I'd imagine wheat was the cheapest to buy. Yeah, that's fairly, so wheat. What's corn though? Corn is not terribly expensive, but we shall see. It's slightly dearer, but I think corn and wheat are about the same for making the flour. But it's true. I suppose we could do the rice, but I think we'll do the rice for oil. I think we're going to do an oil plant as well. Well, we could do a second greenhouse, the olive greenhouse. I'm going to make an olive greenhouse that's just olives as well. I've got an olives and grape for my grape and olive production, but I might just do an olive greenhouse that's just olives, just like I've got a my guar beans. That's obviously it's not quite right, but yeah, that needs sorting as well. So yeah, was it oats? No, it's wheat, corn and oats. It is true. So I think we'll buy some wheat by the look of it, I think. Also, we could, if we're going to be doing that, also go chickens, and then we can actually get our own eggs. They're not terribly expensive again, and if we can get, well, our friend H2 Studios got his fingers in many pies and actually can get us everything at a slightly a better price than we should be paying. So let's just go and get that fence, repair it, and bring it across, because it's going to be quite useful. I mean, I'm not forgetting, obviously, it is a long-term thing, though. The others, obviously, you know, like, this obviously still could not manage to do the... But if this was 180 horsepower, I think it would actually have a go. I think it would just be slow. But I've had this on Riverbend Springs, and it's a really good solid... When it's at the 180, it's a good solid... Well, it's not bad at 130, but what I mean is it's capable of quite a lot. Ooh, switched on and off for some reason. Let's get this repaired. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to sling my hook. Where is the actual... I could see before, couldn't I? It's over here. That was instinctively. Right, so let's repair you. Yes. Fantastic. Down to 60 odd grand. Yeah, I was thinking this is probably better for lugging the manure and all the rest of it, because it's a 130 horsepower, and also, although it's only 35 horsepower more, it's obviously frames a lot heavier than the Fendt GTA. Different functions, but obviously the Fendt GTA is very versatile. It is true. Where would we be without it? Is the real question. Yeah, it's done a cracking job, really. So I'm quite pleased. It's not a bad little start, really, and this is an interesting. It's quite a bit of a different Let's Play. I'm quite, yeah, I quite like this type. Polenye's a little bit like this, only we've obviously gone into farming as well, which we're trying to do here, but obviously if I'm setting myself this goal of 1 million, then we really need to like dig deep and sort of go quite, yeah, I do definitely need to dig deep. We need to like sort of sky's the limit on trying to do this type of business to make it sort of profitable where we're earning a lot. So yeah, so I think that is it. Yeah, all that remains to be said is I hope you join my next session. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.